Hello and welcome. I am Sable of Sable.io, and this video is part 2 of my D&D recap. If you have not seen part 1 for whatever reason, I would recommend going and checking it out so that you can understand what is going on here. Anyways, I've yabbered on for long enough already. Let's get back to the story, shall we? We are allowed to cross, but as soon as we do, we are teleported to a beach with a destroyed ship. Around the ship, there are graves and a pulley system that had been used to pull this abandoned warship onto the beach. Rosa, recognizing her ship, immediately runs to the thing and hugs it and starts kissing it. We all decide it might be a good idea to get onto the ship and find supplies, and probably some more maps. However, as soon as we step onto the ship, something seems off. Amaru, being paranoid, raised an action to firebolt anything that would attack them on the ship. And then, skeletons appear. Starting with a skeleton in a captain's outfit. Amaru shoots a firebolt off into the captain, and the battle begins. At first, the skeletons seem to be quite the pushovers. Many of them are hurting themselves while trying to attack, and quite a few of them die just because they couldn't hit anything but themselves. One, in fact, ends up throwing its mace and slamming it into the captain, sending him flying into the captain's quarters. After the first round of combat, the skeletons begin growing muscle, and one manages to attack Karthos, nearly killing him in the process. The dwarf Gordon slashes at this skeleton that nearly killed Karthos, and we find that the skeletons can now regenerate. Luckily, at this point, it's only 2 more skeletons left, and the captain. One of the skeletons attacks Moonbeam, draining her of her strength, but Moonbeam quickly attacks back, killing the skeleton and regaining her strength. Rosa runs up to the captain's quarters and begins chewing out the captain for not being loyal to her noble family. The captain, however, is unimpressed and starts trying to attack everyone, starting with Rosa. He misses his attack on Rosa and then teleports down to the deck. Karthos, who's been brought back up to 1 HP, was the next to be attacked. However, the captain ended up hitting himself, like so many of the other skeletons. Crystal then decaps the captain, and his soul, a hooded figure, flies out of his body and right into the captain's quarters. We all race up to find this hooded figure hunched over a pentagram. Rosa threatens to blow the ship sky high with the gunpowder still on board, and the captain throws an item on the ground, causing him to teleport away. The pentagram that was on the ground disappears for us as well. However, Crystal, having true sight, sees the pentagram rise up off the ground. And, being very quick, Crystal puts the grimoire in front of the pentagram. The information from the pentagram gets transferred into the grimoire. However, it doesn't stop the pentagram from flying away. We all start going through the ship, and Crystal finds a notebook from the captain. It doesn't have any spells, but it does have the captain's life story. There's a warning in it about a cleric that is coming to purify the area. Right on cue, the cleric appears. The cleric is decked out in magnificent golden armor with a massive white staff, a symbol of a god, no doubt, on the top of it. The cleric raises this staff, and a holy light shines from it. Those who can understand the cleric know he is speaking celestial and is purifying the area. He puts all of the undead souls to rest, making sure that none will come back as skeletons again, and leaves. We decide to stay on the ship for the night, and we set up a watch. Crystal, who turns out to be a warforged, decides to take the entire night as a watch. Halfway through the night, Crystal spots someone approaching the ship. Well, more of hears, as this person has horrible stealth and accidentally snaps a twig. This person runs as soon as Crystal tries to question them as to why they're going on the ship, and Crystal wakes up the two elves to pursue him. They chase him into the forest, and this person continuously gives away his position. They manage to catch up to him, and Crystal grabs the dude just for him to judo flip him over his shoulder and try to run away again. Crystal manages to grab onto the guy again, and being a heavy warforged, manages to drag him down. Very slowly, but eventually. They do what they can to calm this person down so they can question them. And we are informed of a group of people on the islands that will hunt any caster. Anyone that doesn't have divine magic will be hunted down and killed. And this person happens to be a caster and was trying to head to the ship because none of the people that are hunting him would ever go near it. Him and 4 others are all trying to get away. Crystal and the elves bring the man onto the ship and wake everyone else up. We've had a full rest at this point, so we're all fixed up for a fight. Then we see it. About 50 men, led by this extremely intimidating, Puritan-looking dude with 2 giant crossbows on his back and a longsword. This man is leading a chained-up orc with a horn on its chest. The orc blows the horn as they approach the ship. But before the extremely intimidating man can check the ship, one of the other 50 men following him comes out of the forest and tells him that they have found the other casters. They bring the other 4 casters in front of the ship, just far enough away to make sure that they wouldn't be in danger, but close enough that anyone who was hiding on the ship could see. And they go to set them on fire. While this has all been happening, the party has been talking on the ship, and Rosa has gotten an idea. Rosa minor images a message in front of all of the men, telling them that they should probably leave now. Then Amaru minor images a pentagram above the ship just before Rosa starts firing the cannons. In the first barrage, we take out half of their forces. After another 3 hours of firing cannons, they're whittled down to only 10 men. One of them being that extremely intimidating man who is most definitely going to come back to kill us. That extremely intimidating man fires off one crossbow bolt that hits Karthos and completely cancels his ability to cast for the next day. We all decide that we should probably leave the ship, and we start making plans to take a cannon with us just in case.
Okay, that took way longer to make than I thought it would. So, next time, I'm thinking I might switch up the art style or just do something a bit more interesting. The simple little figures didn't turn out as well as I would have hoped. Anyways, I hope you have a good day, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are.